Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Yukti Agarwal and I'll be representing iEngineering Australia today. I'll be walking you through how Carl, which is a product of Virtual Evrol, can truly transform and maximize your assets. So today's session will cover a bit about who we are, our innovations, and how we can support your goals across sectors and geographies. So today we'll be covering a presentation of Carl Virtual Evrol software and its product line. We'll also be looking at the different verticalizations that we have and our focus on Carl factory, utilities, facility, transport, city councils and even healthcare. So it will also be followed by a live demonstration of the Carl software and our mobile applications. Carl is owned by Virtual Evrol, which is a global software group with a strong presence with over 51,000 clients and deep expertise in digital transformation. We bring localized support and global innovation. So Carl Software, part of this group, focuses specifically on enterprise asset management and maintenance solutions. We have a rich history and innovation dating back to a legacy which started from 1463, and we have a strong commitment to sustainability and digital ethics as well. So finally introducing us, we are iEngineering Australia and we are proud to share that we are the authorized distributors of Carl Software solutions in the Asia Pacific region since 2015. So this was actually brought by Mr. Durgeshan Naika, who is the director of iEngineering Group. So as I said, Virtual Evrol was founded somewhere around 1463, where it began as the founding of the publishing house of BL, printer and bookseller. So a lot of developments had happened along the way, and fast forward to 2018, they acquired Carl Software for technical management and maintenance. So this was actually developed by a person called Eric Bonnet, who is the developer of Carl Software. He started that a long time back, and it was a big advantage to be part of a bigger company like Virtual Evrol, as it has a bigger system and they already had a lot of the new technologies like cybersecurity and various other AI tools. And which is one of the reasons why we were able to bring in predictive maintenance into this equation very quickly. To give you a sense of our scale, Virtual Evrol has over 2,000 employees, more than 40,000 clients, and 202 million euros in revenues, among which 25% of revenues are reinvested into the company's research and development. And this strong foundation allows us to offer reliable, long-term partnerships and continuously invest in innovations. The countries marked in yellow show where our clients are located, spanning across Europe, North and South America, Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia and Oceania. The white dots indicate the locations of where Virtual Evrol is present, and the black circles show the locations of the certified partners. And this extensive global reach allows us to serve a wide variety of industries with both local and international support. So we operate with 5 guiding principles that support transformation across the globe. And here are our 5 values, which are excellence, trust, audacity, care, and responsibility. We really believe in going the extra mile, aligning our words with our actions, daring to shift those lines, listening, helping, supporting, and respecting everyone, and also taking accountability for all ethical operations that we have. We truly work alongside our customers. Some of the pillars of our CSR strategy are human, attracting and nurturing developing talent, having trust, so collectively building the digital trust with our clients. And for clients, we optimize the consumer relations and create a positive experience. For the environment, we make sure to reduce our footprints and comply with all the industry norms. For innovation, we innovate together with our partners to keep up with the evolving needs. And for the society, we work together to build solidarity initiatives serving localities. So these are the priority sectors and markets that we operate in. So starting from local authorities and terrestrial administrations, we provide them with solutions for infrastructure and public service management. In CMMS and asset management, we serve industries managing complex equipment and maintenance workflows. We also offer specialized solutions for the education sector, private healthcare, and medical social sectors. even financial management institutions, ensuring compliance, operational efficiency, even long-term sustainability across all the markets that they operate in. Moving on to what we're here to talk about, Carl EAM Software, which is a computerized maintenance management system or CMMS. It's also called EAM, which is Enterprise Asset Management or Asset Performance Monitoring System. It basically helps organizations to manage their assets, maintenance activities, resources, purchasing, even reporting, which is all integrated into one platform. So, of course, it's very modular, scalable, and built to improve the performance of these industries. So here, let me take you through some of the main figures of Carl Software. So it is the #1 in France and a European leader. So Engineering is the one who brought this towards Asia Pacific, of course, but Carl has 700 clients, more than 25 million euros in revenues. It has over 200 employees, more than 50,000 mobile users, and more than 1 million users on 5 continents, and over 40 years of experience in CMMS platforms. So here is a little bit about the history and the development of the Carl software. So in 1986, during the DOS days, it was called Carl Pro. Then in 1997, it was called Carl Master during the Windows technology. Then when Java technology came out in 2008, it was called Carl Source. And since then to 2024, it has been developed to Carl version of 7.2. Alongside, there was also the developments of the mobile applications that we have. So in 2013, we came out with Carl Touch, and we were awarded for the same as it stopped people from printing papers, and everything was actually shifted to a tablet or a smartphone where technicians were no more required to have any of the paper forms. And then in 2017, Carl Flash came out. So of course, no one likes to call up people whenever there's a problem. So reporting any of the work issues or work requests was started from smartphones, and there were unlimited licenses that were given out to the clients and technicians. And then we come to 2020 with Carl Express, and 2022 with mixed and virtual reality, where the technicians working can wear the headbands and see the horizons and where they want to work on the machines or the assets, so their hands are really free and they can see any of the repairs that they need to do. And then in 2024, we actually came up with a revolutionary technology, which is the BL Predict, or which is basically for predictive or preventive maintenance for the assets. So Carl is a solution integrated into the information system, and it sits in the middle as the very core that manages all assets, maintenance, and operations. So it has the single sign-on feature where it lets the users sign on to the platform using a single sign-on, and there is no need to remember all of the passwords. And we have the LDAP as well, which is the Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. So it connects very seamlessly with the company's existing user database and automatically syncs all of the users and roles from the corporate directory. So I'll also be showing you this with a Carl pilot, which is the initialization stage. But basically we have the Carl loader, where we get all of the files and bulk upload the existing data of the assets, spare parts, or even the staff lists. We can get it in Excel or any of the PDF formats, and it is very fast onboarding, and there is no need to manually enter any of the data formats. Then we have the business intelligence tools that interrogate the Carl's data, something like PIRT, Power BI, business objects, query, etc. Then we have file-based import and export options, where we can use any of these formats with Excel, XML, CSV, even plain text. So it can share data very easily with non-technical users or legacy systems. Then one of the greatest features that we have here is its integration with the already existing technologies that you might use. So it can integrate very easily with ERP, MES, HR, or any of the accounting systems that people use. It syncs with the Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, etc. So here I'll tell you about how Carl is a centralized equipment maintenance management solution. We are very relevant and flexible as it's a multi-industry functional base, benefiting from over 40 years of collaborations with our customers. We are very field-oriented, customizable, and adaptable to the customer needs. Of course, we have the expertise and commitment where we have a team of the business experts who can provide the customer service right from understanding or analyzing all of the data and how it should be integrated so the production can be very quick. And we have anticipation of the future where we are supported by continuous innovation, of course, as I showed you in the development stages as well. So coming to some of the major benefits of our offer, we offer cost optimization by 10 to 20% in terms of the costs. So we can reduce your costs by 10 to 20% and we are able to rationalize the inventories, optimize the human resources. Some of the clients that we work with, people don't know what their staff is actually doing. So they keep on hiring more people, which leads to more costs. So we have an anticipation of the technical actions where we know what we should do in terms of preventive maintenance before anything fails. We make sure to increase the equipment service life. We have done this by 5 to 10%. So if someone in a factory keeps on maintaining their assets and someone is not, so of course, who do you think will be having the assets in a great condition even after 5 or 10 years? Of course, the person who has been taking care of the assets, right? So that is exactly what we are here to do for your assets with Carl software. We can also increase equipment availability by 15 to 20%, and we have a lot of prior customer testimonials which clearly demonstrate how they have achieved 99.9% of equipment availability. So whenever there is production, of course, some machine breaks down and the production team is actually left standing and waiting for the maintenance team to fix it, which actually is costing money for the company to fix. And overall, it also results in an unhappy customer, and we don't want that. And we also make sure to optimize the energy performance by 5 to 10%, which is according to the requirements of the environment and energy management agencies, which is done by controlling and monitoring the energy consumption in the facilities or even the factories or any other verticalizations. All of these 4 offers actually lead up to a final one, which is improving customer satisfaction. So of course, if you've been maintaining all of your assets, you have been able to produce all your goods on time, so the customer is not left waiting in terms of delivery. And of course, the quality of goods are also improved because of having the better equipment availability and service life. So this is what I wanted to introduce to you is about the verticalizations. So we have a lot of different verticalizations starting from facility. We work with buildings, networks, infrastructure, maybe hotels, resorts, shopping malls, or even multi-story commercial buildings. Then we have factories or industrial facilities which have the industrial equipment and infrastructure. So whether you're managing machines, utilities, or large-scale production system, Carl can help maintaining everything there. Then for utility providers, of course, even with facility, we have managed utilities for electricity, water, gas, or telecom companies. Then in the transportation sector, if you want to work with fixed installations, linear installations, or rolling stock, so we have been working with buses, trams, and even aircraft fleets. With healthcare and pharmaceuticals, asset reliability is truly very crucial, and in the hospitals where there are backup generators, surgical tools, diagnostic machines, we can take care of all of that. Then the city councils and municipalities also benefit greatly, as some of the councils have a lot of the assets like parks, public buildings, roads, community centers, so it can all be managed digitally via the Carl software. This is what our customers have to say about us and showing how it actually works out in practice. So here we've implemented Carl at Alstaff, which is strongly present in Australia, and at Zagreb Airport, Carl was actually used for predictive maintenance, which helped them to achieve 99.9% of equipment availability due to the BL Predict IoT platform, which combined with Carl Source. Of course, I'll be explaining to you how the BL Predict actually works out. Then we also have ArcelorMittal, which said that they easily could have connected with the SAP and the ControlS module. So as I said, it can actually integrate with all of the other platforms that your company might be using, and it integrates with all of the other systems to make sure that it doesn't work as a separate system. And it's very user friendly. As Lynch said, they have a better understanding of how we spend our service technicians hours and spare parts, so they know what their technicians are doing, and they don't have to keep hiring random people to make sure that nothing goes wrong. And this is also applicable for the spare parts, so you don't have to keep ordering new parts and not know where your spare parts are actually getting used. And the last one is actually with the TMB tunnel, which is the France to Italy tunnel, called also the Mont Blanc tunnel. So they use CAL for inspection organizations, so the technicians could easily catch up with the software as it's very user friendly. So CAL source can be deployed on both of the options. It can be either on-premise or it can also be the SaaS hosting. Then for the modules, we have equipment, which has the hardware infrastructure and managing all of the tree structures. With works module, we have the work orders, work requests, and the technicians. Then we have the resource with the planning and occupancies. With stock, we have the purchasing module for the movement, items, orders, and receipts. For accounts, we have all of the analysis of your budgets, and we can provide customized dashboards for editing and analysis. Here we have the two major business mobile applications that CAL has. So we have CAL Flash, which is the application of service requests in public. So it is for any of the people from the general public, and it is open and anyone can use it from the phone. So even if though it looks like a mobile application, it's actually on a URL based interface. So you don't need to install any of the apps. It works on all of the operating systems, iPhone, Samsung, Windows based, or any of the devices. Then for CAL Flash, users can quickly report any of the issues or raise service requests directly from the device. And once that issue is validated and converted into a work order, it is actually pushed onto CAL Touch. And CAL Touch is the mobile interface for our technicians and field workers that are working there. And they can access it directly on their smartphones or tablets, which they may carry to carry out any of the maintenance tasks, receive updates, or close work orders. So, of course, you might have a question where some places, like in tunnels, the people don't have access to the network. So CAL applications can also work in the offline networks, and whenever they update anything on the work orders through the software, it just gets updated whenever they get connected to the network areas. So here we have the 4 software packages that we have. It is actually based on planets to symbolically represent the increasing sizes and capabilities. Starting with Mars, it is for the small or the growing companies with like startups. Then the best thing is that if your company grows, you don't have to ship the software. You can just move on to the next package. So the Neptune is for the mid-sized companies, but it doesn't have the purchasing module. So if your company already uses something like an ERP system, can easily integrate with that. Then it has Saturn, which is for the larger organizations which need multi-sited coordination. Then Jupiter is for the one where you might have things to manage across countries. So that is for the multinational corporations and enterprises. So as I said previously, we also offer CAL as the software as a service solution. It is having the easy troubleshooting as it's hosted on the cloud. Our support team can go in and remotely access the system whenever required. The applications are always up to date to make sure that any of the improvements or updates show up on your system. And with the continuous access, you can make sure to access the CAL from any of the locations, as we have the URL based interfaces. Then it is also very interoperable as it can integrate with other tools. We truly believe in making your project a success through a structured and phased approach. So our offer is actually really adapted to your rhythm really well. And the first few stages start with initialization, where we do the preparatory analysis and collect the existing data. Then we move on to defining the objectives, strategy, planning, and all of the resources to make sure that we really align with whatever your company stands for. Then is the third step, which is the conception, where we work on the general design and the detailed specifications on the design. Then we have the realization with the fourth and fifth step. where it's actually developed the parameterization interfaces specifics, and it is also tested to make sure that it's working as required of the goals and expectations. Then with the operation stage, we have the step 6 and 7, where we train all of the users, the technicians that are actually going to use it. Then here in the 7th step, we actually start seeing the return on investment, and we evaluate any of the issues that might be occurring. Then we have the enhancements which continue and make sure that any corrections or adjustments that are required. So we make sure to track everything and suggest any opportunities for optimization. So our aim here is to actually provide you a digital twin of assets and infrastructures. And here are some of the innovations that Carl has actually done. So we have Carl Maps, which is for the 2D plans and maps, Carl AI Gen for generative AI, Carl Optim for optimizing planning, Carl Mixed R for the augmented maintenance, Carl Remote Assist, and Carl BL Predict. I'll be taking you through the live demonstrations of these. So here we have the augmented reality headband, where the technicians can actually wear the headbands and go in to do any repairs. So if they're in a factory, they can just wear those headbands and see where the repairs is actually required. So both their hands are free and the technician can see exactly what needs to be done. So there are also demo videos that we provide on YouTube, so they can see how it works and the technicians can watch it to make sure that any of the tasks are done without any interruptions. And there's no need to train the newer staff that is also coming in, so that works great. So here shows our innovation with 3D GIS, the Geographic Information System, and the Building Information Modeling, which comes together to become the City Information Model. So here is an example of how this integration actually works with the Esri's ARC-GIS platform. So you can click on any of the floors or levels to see where the problem has actually occurred, and then you can click on them to make sure that a work order is directly generated for the same. So here we have the IoT devices, which are the smart devices which can directly be connected to Carl and are IoT compatible. So here I can show you how IoT really works out, as the data is being captured in real time and being displayed as trends. So this setup includes a conveyor system where the temperature is being monitored. So if the temperature actually exceeds the acceptable limit, a work order is requested or triggered automatically, so the person in charge can go in quickly and fix that up. Finally, coming on to the BL Predict, which is our most revolutionary technology. Here you can see how the preventive maintenance actually works out in organizations, where the prevention cost is usually very high, and even though the repair cost is lower, it all adds up. And then some of the organizations use the corrective or the reactive maintenance, where even though the repair cost is very high, the prevention cost is lower. But what we are here to do with Carl is actually the predictive maintenance, so that you can reach the optimum level of cost that is spent both for the prevention and the repair cost. So we are very close to our customers, as we've developed our own customer portal where you can raise any support tickets, or you can see any of the upcoming events, read success stories. You can also attend webinars, or you can just view them at your own convenience to learn about more features and what are some of the best practices that others have implemented. Then after you sign up with us, you also become a member of Club Carl, where we organize regional customer meetings, so you can actually talk to others and learn about some of the experiences and ideas they have. So coming on to the customer references, we've actually implemented for a lot of the customers for the different verticalizations, as I said, for transport, factories, ports, airports, for healthcare as well. So I'll be taking you through some of them. So for aerospace defense, we've implemented with Safran. So they manage all of the aerial interconnection systems, civil aircraft engines, helicopter turbines, landing gear, and helicopter flight controls. So we've implemented Carl Source Expert Facility and Factory for them with equipment, maintenance work, and stocks module. So we have a lot of users here with Carl Source for 631 users, Carl Touch for 57, and Carl Flash for 250 users. For chemical pharmaceuticals, we have worked with L'Oreal, which has sites in France, Paris, and a lot of other places. Then we've implemented Carl Source Enterprise for factory with them for equipment, interventions, and stock modules. So total it was for 76 users, Carl Source was 50 and Carl Touch was 16. They have more than 21 research centers around the world for which it was used. For communities and administrations, we work with the Eiffel Tower Operating Company, where they have more than 18,000 metal parts, they have more than 2,500 million visitors, and we've implemented export facility Carl Source for them. They use all of our modules with the Carl users being 10 for the Carl Source. So here for the energy sector, we have IEL who work for the installation and operation of renewable energy projects for large-scale wind and solar plants. So we've used Carl Source Export Facility with all of the parameters, equipment, maintenance work, and stocks. So the users were Carl Source 5, the access Carl Touch for 10, and their deployment was through the SAS module. Then we have Air France, who has more than 302 aircrafts in operations, 312 destinations, 29,000 ground staff, for which equipment, interventions, stock, purchase, and finance modules were implemented. Then for fleet management, we also have Alstom Transport, where they manage all of the metros and the tramways. So again, the Carl Source Enterprise for transport was implemented here for equipment, interventions, stock, purchase, finance modules, and Carl Source users being 15. So in the food industry, one of the examples are the Lindt factory, which is the chocolate manufacturer. So they have 14,466 employees and a lot of the production sites in 6 countries. So here we implemented again Carl Source for factory, for equipment, maintenance work, finance, inventory, and even ordering. Next we have for the hospital or the healthcare sector, this is GHBS, which is a grouping of health establishments in a lot of different areas. They have a lot of assets like beds or the employees or the hospitalization visits. So for them, it was implemented for equipment, interventions, stocks, purchases, and the finance modules, with the users being 60 for Carl Source. So with the industries, we have the example of ArcelorMittal, who is a steel processing and finishing factory, and they have over 900 items of equipment and a lot of the other volumes for the implementation, where we used all the modules and there were a lot of users for the different type of applications. So for Source, they had 40 for the research, and then for CST, they had Carl Source for 30, and for the mobile applications like Carl Touch and Carl Flash, they had 25 and 250 users respectively. Then for the port, we have Port de Brest, which has multimodal operations with bulk food, refrigeration, and we implemented a lot of the parameters with them, with Carl users being 48. And for the airport, we have the Nantes Atlantic Airport, which has more than 3.9 million passengers. So you can get a sense of the scale on how well Carl can work with these organizations. Again, we've implemented equipment, maintenance work, and finance modules with Carl Source of 20 and Carl Touch of 5 users. And we've worked with retail and real estate management companies as well. For atrium maintenance, they have a lot of the hypermarkets, supermarkets, and a lot of technicians working on all the different type of assets that they have. So we implemented all the modules of Carl Source for them, and the users were a large number, ranging from 3,000, and approximately 500 simultaneous accesses were also given to them. For waste and wastewater, we have Semirap, which operates in drinking water, wastewater, and environmental services. So Carl Source Facility Expert was implemented with equipment, maintenance work, stocks, orders, and finance, where they're actually managing sweeping, irrigation, wastewater, treatment plants, and even the fire hydrants. So the users here were Carl Source with 30 and Carl Touch was 90. It was also interfaced with the GIS, Sage, and the other fuel import systems that they were. For the implementation of iEngineering in the Asia Pacific region, we have this one from Fiji. This is FMF. So they have the manufacturing plants for biscuit factories and breakfast crackers, noodles, chips, etc. For them, Carl sourced the Neptune package was implemented with the equipment, intervention, stock, purchase, finance modules. So the users here were again Carl source 20 and Carl source 22. I think that would be all with the references, and that gives a great idea of how we have a lot of different customers ranging from transport, airports, and even factories, utilities, and telecom sector. Thank you so much, and with that we come to an end of this presentation. If you have any more doubts or any questions regarding how we can implement the Carl computerized maintenance management software for your company, please let us know and we'd be happy to give you a tailored demonstration of how we can adapt it to your requirements. Thank you so much.